And welcome to the Morph-A-Mania podcast. I am Humanoid, as always. Whis, introduce yourselves.
You really need to change up that intro, otherwise people are going to call us OSW ripoff.
No, they're doing the hello noggers, and we do hello like Mrs. Doubtfire. Is it a ripoff? Is it? I don't know.
Yes, I am the dwarf.
And it's me, Mighty Morphin Burgess Meredith.
Jesus Christ.
Get up, you bum.
Now, would Mickey be a Power Ranger, or would the Penguin be a Power Ranger?
What? Burgess Meredith would... What?
Penguin would be the ranger, and then Mickey would be Zoltar's grandfather. Specifically Zoltar. Specifically.
In this collection of episodes we got before us today, we have 3 in particular. It's episode 30 to 32, The Rockstar, Calamity Kimberly, and A Star is Born.
So, episode 30, The Rockstar. It starts out with, again, in Billy's garage, and we get another view of the rad bug again, that good old rad bug.
Malcolm is seething because he didn't get to do his intro thing.
Go ahead, Malcolm.
How dare you? Honestly, I was just patiently waiting so I could get the chance. November 4th, 1993 was the air date, and it was written by Peggy Nichol. Apologies for mispronunciation if I did. And, of course, our favorite director, Terrence H. Winkless.
Oh, a good old guy. Winkless. I love Winkless. Wrinkless, whatever. So...
Wrinkless?
Wrinkless.
Terry H. Wrinkles.
Wrinkles, yeah. So the gang are getting together to go to... I think they said they went for camping? Because they're getting the rad bug ready, but Jason isn't going.
Some sort of road trip.
Some sort of road trip. And Jason isn't going because he has to take care of his cousin, Jeremy. We'll get to him in a moment. Trini comes in with a bunch of French brownies. Malcolm, what do you think about the French brownies?
I wish I had some of those bloody French brownies. Otherwise, I'd be asleep right now.
They're actually called Torte à la escargot, so they're snail brownies.
Oh, even worse. But they look good, though. Trini's a good cook, from what I see.
What's the matter with you? You could be a 5-star chef. Snails are still snails, Andreas.
I never eaten
Mixing
snails.
Snails and chocolate is not a good move. I mean, Gordon Ramsay would throw that in your face and tell you you're a cunt.
He's fucking wasting the most expensive part!
Yeah, honestly, that's what's getting me. It's the chocolate and snail. It's like it's just 2 worlds you don't mix. It's like malic acid and like surströmming.
And speaking of snails, Trini said they were snails, and 4 of them just spit it out and throw them away without Trini seeing it, because you don't want to hurt her feelings because she's Trini.
Yet they're disgusting, so you kind of have to ride that line.
Yes, indeed.
And the funny thing is that they're more grossed out over her baking than the snails.
Anyway, they take off, and we see the rad bug going on the road, and we see Squat out in the road just seen. I was like, oh, goody, they're leaving. I must go back to Rita.
They're going away.
I must tell Rita this. Goes back to the moon base, and Rita goes like, really? They're going away? This is my plan to bring another monster. The Mirror of Destruction. As if having a goddamn spinner wheel wasn't bad enough. Now we get just a mirror. Yay!
I mean, the mirror isn't the monster though. That's
I know.
It's at least better than that.
Yeah, the Mirror of Destruction.
Fucking wheel.
A fucking wheel. But yeah, the Mirror of Destruction, you just like point at it, it's like kind of like Medusa. If you look at it, you like die.
And they show the clip of the putty dying to the person that we have not seen yet.
Oh yes, that clip. Right. So that's the idea for this episode, using a mirror.
To destroy them. Anyway, we cut to a picnic table and Bulk and Skull, and they're having another disgusting food item, the Sloppy Joe pizza.
I don't know, man. That looks amazing, but I wouldn't try it.
Look,
I feel like after a few edibles, maybe you guys would.
A pizza where the goal is to fold it like a taco and then funnel cheese and shit down your gullet. Like, I like food. I like fast food, like comfort food, like greasy fucking food. I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole. That sounds fucking vile.
I don't know. I feel like if you prepare it in a certain way, specifically, if you were to maybe prepare it in a Chicago deep dish type way, I think it could maybe work in some degree, but it would have to be layered. Like maybe cheese, a second layer of cheese, if it's a different kind of cheese you got, then like a layer of chili, or maybe replace the sauce of Chicago deep dish with the chili. That could maybe be the key.
Like, here's the thing with me with this pizza. If it were an actual attempt at making like a decent sloppy Joe pizza where it wasn't a 6-inch tall fucking pizza with a bunch of shit on top, I would eat it. It's when you are piling up shit that high when you lose me.
Yeah, this is like Hungry Man chili with the 7-Eleven pizza as well.
Like, the only thing to make it more volatile for your stomach is to put hot wings and gas station sushi on top.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay. So we get Jason and his cousin. They're just walking up to Bulk and Skull, and we get introduced to Jeremy. Did you know that this guy's voice was dubbed in? Because who knows what his real voice was?
Because every voice is dubbed in. Actually, I just looked it up. The voice was dubbed in. The voice was Brianna Brosey.
And the kid himself, Jeremy, was played by Richard Lee Jackson. I wonder how his normal accent was.
I just looked it up. Brianna Brosey, for you other Power Ranger heads that are in the podcast with me, is the voice of Circuit from Time Force.
Holy shit! All right, okay.
That's the owl robot, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. He's called Talk in Time Ranger, and I love that even more.
Talk?
Talk, like TikTok.
Oh, Talk. Okay, all right. I'm just wondering, how bad is Richard Lee Jackson's actual voice that they need to dub him in?
I mean, he's a child actor.
Very true. Very, very true. Now that I look back on it, when he's on screen, you can tell that his voice is dubbed in. It's kind of weird. Bulk and Skull see them, and they're just making fun of them, and Jason goes like, very funny.
So Jeremy, Richard Lee Jackson, by the way, is Ryan Parker from Saved by the Bell, the new class.
I only saw one episode, and I know that Screech is in it as the principal's secretary or some shit, Mr. Belding's secretary.
Or the assistant principal or something like that.
Assistant principal, yeah.
Jeremy says, oh, hey, Jace, isn't this the famous bully? And then Skull says, hey, look, Bulk, you're famous. Bulk looks over at them angrily, and then Jason says, wow, that's a nice outfit, Bulk. Does that come with extra cheese?
Bulk gets mad and calls him out to a fight. So they go to the edge of the pier where you so wanted Bulk to fall down the pier.
Wanted him to take a long walk up a short pier.
Before we continue, I'm just going through the further catalog of Brianna Brosey, and she not only is a veteran anime voice actor, not only is apparently she was on fucking Law and Order as young boy.
Young boy.
I know. I just saw that zooming by, and I'm like, okay. Oh, she was in Trigun. I actually just learned more about that today.
I'm very sorry that I didn't die.
But I just learned she is a Power Rangers veteran as well. Multiple occasions, not just the one you mentioned where she's Circuit. But going through her IMDb, she was Ruptor and Miranda in Lost Galaxy.
And she's Impus in Lightspeed Rescue.
Yes, Impus. That's the one I was going to mention. Also one for our near future, I'd say in maybe a year. For Power Rangers in Space, she played Queen Machina.
That wasn't Alex Bornstein that did that? Oh, I guess since she's doing Family Guy at this moment, yeah. Because she was in Zeo doing the voice of Queen Machina during that time.
In Zeo, she was McCaterpillar, and in Turbo, she was Big Burpa.
I got the moves in you.
Oh, I remember Big Burpa. Yeah.
Oh, she shows up a lot in Mighty Morphin. What the hell? Oh, she was Willie's voice as well. They dubbed in Willie's voice.
I hope this is gonna work.
Oh, come on, you gotta have faith. Just relax, all right?
Okay.
Yeah, no wonder that voice sounds familiar.
Target.
She was the first target to Skull. Nice.
She was in VR Troopers?
So, yeah, I'm going through this list, and There is actually quite a few notable characters that like she's played throughout her career, like not just in Power Rangers, but she was Koromon in the Digimon, all throughout the franchise. Additional voices, and this is a big one, Cowboy Bebop.
Okay.
I mean that's a big one for some people, but my question is, where's Cowboy Rocksteady?
That's bad.
Imagine if they decided to name the sequel that just for the joke. And this is one that kind of hits me a little more from my childhood. Beat 'em on.
Come on, holy shit, that's a trip. Jesus.
Battle Beat 'em on. Burkhart's brother is the character.
Jesus. I always thought that was like the spiritual predecessor to Bakugan.
That's what I always thought too. Like imagine if they were to combine the two and like you could use those things to shoot out Bakugan.
What? What the fuck?
It was such a weird show. And then the last few I'll mention here is the new Batman Adventures, aka the 4th season of Batman the Animated Series. She played 50s Robin.
Hold it right there, Joker.
Batman!
Specifically, actually, from the Tales of the Dark Knight episode, where they go through, 3 kids go through their interpretation of Batman. The first is just I believe just a mention of Joel Schumacher's take on Batman, because the kid who says it is even named Joel.
I love Batman. All those muscles, the tight rubber armor, and that flashy car. I heard it can drive up walls.
Yeah, sure, Joel.
It freaking kills me every time. And then the first interpretation is a 50s Batman type cartoon or comic book.
Whoa, she's been in a lot of things. Jesus Christ.
That's a retrospective on Brienne Brosie's entire career. Also, because people will probably bitch if we don't mention it, she was also Shu in Bleach.
Oh, okay. I'm guessing that's a big one. I'm not a Bleach watcher.
I mean, Bleach is like one of the big 4 animes, so I feel like people might flip if we don't mention it. She was Shu Kanogi and Horiuchi Hiranari in Bleach. But anyway, back to the episode.
So, yeah, Jason beats Bulk, and he falls into the Sloppy Joe Pizza, and then they go fishing, and for some reason decides to teach him Kung Fu while in the middle of fishing.
I always love when my cousin took me to go fishing and then immediately taught me martial arts after we caught nothing.
So yeah, he's teaching him stuff, and Jason does a high kick. Jeremy tries and does that, but falls over.
Jason tells him to focus, which I don't know if I've ever told you guys this, but my use of the word focus is, it's hilarious. I use it as an anagram. It stands for fuck off because you're stupid.
Oh my god, nice.
I'm gonna use that from now on. That's fucking gold.
Jason teaches Jeremy a bit of kung fu. Putties show up, and they have a little bit of a putty beach fight. So they fight, and then after the putties disappear, they go right back to fishing.
Martial arts and fishing, or whatever they're doing.
Yeah, and then Jeremy pulls up a bottle.
Chop those bitch fish.
Yeah.
Don't karate chop the bottle that you just pulled up, though. That'll hurt. He pulls up a bottle with a map in it, and then he goes to pull the cork out, and a bunch of gold dust pops out. And I'm like, Dustin Runnels, when did you get here?
And at WrestleMania,
It's my gold dust in a bottle.
He'll end up fighting some putties on a truck and then get fired by Zordon for bleeding.
Jeremy then pulls out the map, and then this is where the cut to Rita's castle happens, because Rita says, "Oh, the map leads to the Mirror of Destruction." That's when we get Goldar's shit voice.
you need that map.
And then she says, "I'm gonna send down the Rockstar." Just that's his name. So they're back on the beach, and they're fishing again. And then Jason has to go because yes, I have to go to the side because the Zordon called him on his communicator. It's like, and he goes jumps off this little cliff thing. I go I think he can still hear you. He just walked 2 feet away.
No, you see, because they keyed in his voice, they also keyed out his hearing.
We cut back to the rad bug and Zordon, and the guys are saying "Oh, Zordon called us. We got to go back." So there's no point in showing the rad bug footage because they're just driving.
There's a bit of an earthquake though, where they struggle to drive for a bit,
Right.
and I'm pretty sure that also coincides with Jeremy opening up the bottle.
Cut to see some knight from the Super Sentai show about looking for the Mirror of Destruction.
Yeah, I got nothing. It's like a normal Victorian style knight. Like it's the knight armor that you see in the basement of the castle in RE4. I assume it was a plot point in the Sentai. I don't know because I haven't watched all of Ranger.
Yeah.
I think what distracted me more about that was just the fucking stupid ass Pat Goldar voice. I bet you anything it's like a separate actor or something filling in for a more common voice actor for Goldar.
It's still Kerrigan Mahan. He's always done the Goldar voice, so he is doing. Oh, he was formerly known as Ryan O'Flanagan. The hell? Okay.
That's what I knew him as, honestly.
Yeah. So Kerrigan Mahan, he's like been the GOAT since episode 1, doing Goldar's voice up until the very end. So yeah, he's just switching
I guess
voices.
He just had. It's probably just like laryngitis or something that makes him do the more serious voice. Either that or, like we were suggesting, possibly some angry adult letters.
Probably, because like his normal voice comes back for season 2 and 3. But yeah, he sticks with the normal Goldar voice in the last couple episodes of the season, and then keeps it for season 2 and 3. So we cut back to Jason and Jeremy just. They're both wearing red, which is just, come on, man.
Well, no, because I believe it's Jason's just wearing pure red, but Jeremy's wearing stripes.
Ah, yes. So they're walking away from the beach because they're done fishing for today, and I don't think they caught anything. And Scorpina,
they caught a bottle.
Yeah, besides a bottle. And Scorpina shows up. Jason sees her and goes like, "Oh no, Jeremy, run!"
Jeremy, you need to run away from here. She's going to touch you in the naughty place.
Oh God.
She's evil. She's evil. She totally do that, and then she go on to catch a predator and kill Chris Hansen.
Okay, so we're gonna set up a Patreon, and once we reach $500 a month, he's gonna stop doing that.
Denied!
No, he's lying. It'll never happen. It'll never happen.
That's not. No, it's gonna have to be more than 500. I'm sorry, bro.
There won't be a Patreon.
501.
So when Jeremy runs away, for some odd reason, we get a shot of Scorpina just lurking in a bush.
You're not gonna get away with it, Scorpina!
What?
Perving on this little kid because she's gonna touch him.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, dark humor, folks. We're doing dark humor. If you don't know about that now, yeah.
Where have you been?
Yeah.
Hold on to your butts.
All right, so back to the command center. Zordon says like, "Oh no, oh yeah, sorry. She threw rocks at Jason. These plastic, moldy rocks, and he can't get rid of them."
The rock star, aka the rock biter, glued rocks to his chest.
Yes. We got to the command center, and Zordon says like, "Oh no, Jason's stuck in the rocks. We need the Rangers. Quick, call them, because Jason doesn't have the muscle mass to get rid of these rocks."
I don't think it's the muscle mass that's the issue. I think they're just literally glued to his chest.
Magnets.
Fucking magnets. How do they work?
The nucleus has protons, which are positively charged, and it has neutrons, which have no charge.
So Zach is talking to Zordon on the communicator, goes like, "Okay, guys, we gotta go save our boy Jason from the 3 rocks." They go...
Not the 3 rocks.
Say they teleport to the beach, and they run towards Jason, who's still on the floor, and they have no problem getting the rocks off. Wait, what?
Well, it was a big rock.
It was a big rock.
They got it was a big rock.
I
was gonna say they got Jason's rocks off.
I just said the rocks off, and I immediately regretted saying that.
Oh shit! Wait a minute, I just realized. Literally, this whole fucking... It was literally a big rock.
See, Batman is canon.
God, I fucking hate you guys.
Wait, does that make Rita Killer Croc?
No.
Goldar is Killer Croc because Goldar is clearly the one that threw Rockstar to the earth.
Jason gets up and goes like, thanks, guys. Those rocks were mean as hell. So we cut to Jeremy running away.
Oh yeah, Jeremy running through the woods like he's a Friday the 13th protagonist.
Yeah. And his shitty voice. No offense to Brianna, but god damn.
It really does sell the fact that he's a gormless blonde child. Even though he looks like he's 16.
You keep using that word gormless.
You keep using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Every time I hear that, I think of like someone's whose like joints were fused together and like spine was fused together. So it's almost like they're just like a stick.
I just really like the word gormless.
I can tell. Gang is on looking for Jeremy. They're shouting, and Jason goes, Jeremy! Oh, what do you say?
Jeremy, you got to get here. She's going to touch you.
Okay, so we're gonna set at $400 instead. I feel like that's a fair price.
You are not taking this from me. This is the most consistent bit I have.
Zordon calls the Rangers and goes like, hey, Billy, you have nothing to do. You can go run off and do something while the Rangers morph and fight. Billy goes, okay.
We'll cut you out of the scene where everyone poses. They morph, and like true to their form, Billy is cut out of the little scene where they pose, and then they fight at a pool.
It's a little kiddie pool, and you can see the blue Super Sentai guy in the background. I think
Dan is there.
Dan, he's just falling over for some reason. He's getting back up and falling over. So yeah, the Rockbiter's kicking their ass, throwing them in the pool. Scorpina's there too, also kicking their ass. So we cut back to Jeremy, just creeping along the bush, and then a putty shows up. Putties are looking for him, and so he hides in the mud.
He hides in like a little undercrop, and he like clings close to the wall like he's Arnold Schwarzenegger in Predator.
Mom, do it now! Go!
We cut back to the beach. Scorpina is there, Babu and No Squat, and the Rockbiter, and the Putties.
And what a weird eclectic group.
They're still kicking their ass. Jeremy finds the mirror.
Just randomly, because he hasn't been reading the map.
Jeremy's like going, oh, I found something. Oh my. Oh.
What the hell is that?
And then a putty accosts a little boy in the rocks.
The putty just shows up and decides to beat him. Decides to fight him.
I cast thee out!
And Jeremy opens up the mirror, and the putty dies, and Jeremy just committed murder. Good on him.
Yeah, Jeremy is now up there with Skull. He has a kill count.
And then the Rockbiter shows up.
What? I didn't even hear him say, what? Okay, I think I had a stroke.
The Rockbiter shows up.
I don't smell burning toast, but I think I have a stroke.
The Rockbiter shows up, and Jeremy looks up and to the right, and he goes like, shit.
Oh, right, and this is where I wrote crotchline for some reason.
The Rangers continue fighting Scorpina on the beach. This is a long-ass fight.
As they keep fighting, Kimberly finds the mirror in the water, and it's like, hey guys, look what I found. I'm totally about to do this to Scorpina, as you know, she's right there. And then when she goes to use it, she's shot out of the air.
And Scorpina grabs it and is about to use it until, for some reason, Rita decides to make her grow.
It's like, that's a bit of a gamble. Like, I mean, sure, like Scorpina grows, but they've almost beaten Scorpina before. Like, you really need to hope that this mirror grows with. Oh, the mirror is growing with her.
And we got a funny ass shot of Jeremy's the actor just looking up at nothing because we see Scorpina grow and like,
that's a huge bitch!
React to nothing, Jeremy. So the Rangers call on their Dinozords, make the Megazord. Scorpina's in her Scorpina form and has the mirror. Goldar shows up out of nowhere. So Scorpina opens up the mirror and the Megazord puts Goldar in front of it, and Goldar goes like, ah, no! They call the Power Sword. They slice the mirror of destruction, and Scorpina and Goldar go like, hey, we'll be back. It ain't over. It's not over. And then we get to the Rangers on the beach, and Zordon's telling them, very good job, Rangers, very good job. And Jason was his most monotone voices.
Thanks, Zordon.
Zordon, now I'm gonna go pump iron in front of my cousin.
Jeremy comes out of nowhere and goes like, wow, you guys were great. Like, where did my cousin Jason go? And, oh, he's around here somewhere.
I'm sure he's all right.
So we cut back to the juice bar, and Jeremy's reenacting everything that's happened at the beach and almost knocks over some
He
lady.
goes to do a kick, and then he almost like literally kicks this lady over. And this is where I wrote in my notes, "Fuck off, Jeremy."
Yeah. Jeremy's like saying, oh, they were all so cool and all that, and all of a sudden Ernie from far away hears, wow, you met the Power Rangers?
That's almost as impressive as meeting Batman.
So yeah, Jeremy goes back to the table where Zach is and still talking about the other Rangers, and Zach goes like, tell me more about the black one.
Hey, tell us more about the black one.
Tell me more about the black one. God, Zach, your vanity is wow.
Yeah, and Jeremy goes like, the black one was cool, but the Pink Ranger, she has an amazing ass, and Kim is going like, oh, wow.
What the fuck? This is so much more sus.
Oh, yes. And then Jason goes like, oh, I gotta go teach some class. I gotta go. Yeah, Jeremy goes like, oh, you can't leave now. I'm here. I'm just getting up to the red one. He's the best one of them all. And Jason goes,
Yeah. Continue.
Jeremy goes like, oh, yeah, he's great, blah, blah, blah. But Jason, where did you go? And all the gang looks at him like very suspiciously. It's like, and Jason goes like, I gotta go teach a class. Come with me, Jeremy, so I can beat your ass.
Smooth, Jason. Really, really smooth.
Dun, 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 dun.
And with that, Jeremy has passed away. Skull has taken him in the night.
You're a victim.
Yeah. Oh no, Jeremy, he's gone. Oh God.
Not my cousin. What will my aunts think of me now?
Oh my God.
We're on to season 1, episode 31, Calamity Kimberly, which honestly, I had no clue what this episode was going to be about, and I really thought it was going to be like an Old West themed thing where Kimberly was a cowgirl.
Okay, guys, it's time.
Time for what?
It's morphin' time!
Ooh, speaking of Old West, season 3. But we'll get to that.
It aired, the episode aired November 5th, 1993, and it was written by Tom Weiner and Julianne Clem, and directed by Terrence H. Winkless once again.
Wrinkles.
I'm so glad that Tom Weiner is still writing. I'm very happy about that. So we open on a shot of Kimberly's room. She's waking. Her alarm goes off, and she's about to wake up for school. And then she knocks a photo or something off of her bedside table. Then she gets pissed off. She goes and shuts off the alarm clock again. Then she gets up. She goes to roll over to hit the clock, and then she falls out of bed. Then she stands up, looks out the window, and it's like nice and bright and sunny, and she's like, ah. And then it immediately turns to thunderstorm.
And she breaks her mirror too, doesn't she?
Yeah, and she breaks her mirror after she sees she's got like some tangles in her hair. She breaks the mirror. She's like, 7 years bad luck. And then she gets pissed off and leaves the room. This is going to be one of those days for Kimberly, clearly.
She's gonna have a very bad time.
And we cut to Bandora Castle where Squat's saying, oh, this is a perfect time for us to deal with Kimberly. She's having a terrible day.
How do you know that, Squat? Because you were creeping on her bedroom window.
But I'm a creep. He was stalking a 16-year-old girl, and so Squad is also going to be on to catch a predator. Right there with Scorpina. Rita's really excited about getting Kimberly, so she walks into the monster workshop, and holy crap, Finster's back.
Been a while.
Yeah, like it's been since like before Green with Evil, I want to say, since the last time we saw Finster in an actual speaking role.
Robert Axelrod did the voice of Lockhart last episode, but we get him back as Finster in this.
You mean Lord Zed with a spiky haircut?
And I noticed that Finster is working on a monster, and it's clearly Bones from one of the previous episodes.
It was episode 2.
And he's clearly talking about something else, but the footage shows that he's working on Bones.
Which is weird. It makes you think, like, what, are they going to use Bones again at some point, or?
Oh, no, it's just recycled footage.
Maybe he's just an avid collector that just wants to have a minifigure of every monster he's ever created. So Finster offers not one of the monsters that are already made in his workshop that Rita can see. He says he's going to do something better, and he's going to give her a monster called the Samurai Fan Man.
I seriously thought he said Samurai Tan Man Man.
Tan Man Man?
I don't know, because I couldn't hear it the first time.
Yeah, fair. Then we cut to Angel Grove High, and Kimberly's all wet. Kimberly's all wet, and then Tommy shows up, and Tommy is obviously very happy that Kim is wet. Tommy is basically trying to cheer Kimberly up. Timberly, what the fuck?
Timberly? Who's the fuck?
That's their ship name. Their ship name is Timberly.
Oh, god damn it. All right.
Tommy's possible insertion talk is interrupted by Bulk and Skull.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah. So Bulk and Skull show up, and Skull says, "Oh wow, babe, I guess you were right when you said you couldn't make our date because you had to wash your hair." Kimberly says, "I made no date with you," and then Skull's just sad, and he's like, "That just hurt my feelings," and I'm like, "Come on, man."
I think he was being
What
sarcastic.
did he do to you other than pester you for the rest of your life?
Tommy's all angry, saying like, "Hey, don't get near my girl." It's like,
yeah, Tommy calls them banana brains.
Yeah, and Bulk goes like, "I don't like that name. We're gonna fight." And this is the first time I think I seen Bulk actually try and punch someone out.
Yeah, he tries and attack the martial arts master that is Tommy Oliver. And of course, Tommy wipes the floor with him and knocks him to the ground and then kicks him. And because it's so wet because of Kimberly.
A little wet out there?
A little wet?
He slides all the way across the floor into a tipped over janitor's mop bucket.
Yeah, and I just love the janitor in the background. As soon as he sees Bulk in the bucket, he just sits down and goes like, "Ah, fuck it." He just sits there for the rest of
He's just sad about that. Bulk's sad.
Bulk sad, janitor sad.
Tommy looks over to Kimberly and says, "How about I walk you home after school?" And then Kimberly's like, "I don't know. Anything could happen." And then Tommy looks her dead in the eyes and says, "I'll take my chances."
Yeah, you fucking with some wet ass pussy.
Smooth Tommy.
He's a smooth criminal, that one. Then I believe there's some talk at Bandor Castle about Kimberly being alone with Tommy and how they can take her out. Then we cut to after school and they're walking through the park. Tommy and Kimberly are talking about how shit Kimberly's day has been.
Right, and she trips over a rock.
It was a big rock.
But then we have the cutest moment, like where Tommy grabs Kim and they have this suction. What? Damn. And they have
what the fuck? No, you finish your thought. I want to hear what you said.
Tommy grabs Kim, and they both look at each other with this wild sexual tension. Go like, they're gonna fuck on that bench, aren't they? But then
they're gonna fuck on that rock.
But then Samurai Fatman comes up to cockblock Tommy and goes, "Shit."
But yeah, the Samurai Fan Man shows up, and I do love his design. It's very old school samurai theme, like the very heavy armor. It once again it reminds me of Kamen Rider Guy in the Samurai season, and I'm like, just holy shit, God, I love samurai armor. It just always looks amazing. And he's got like a gourd, like the canteens that they would have.
Yeah,
like
that's what it's called, gourd.
Yeah, it's a gourd. It's a hollowed out gourd that usually carries alcohol or sake or water or something.
And he pulls an invisible barrier between the two, and it's all yellow.
Yeah, there's just a bunch of piss in between them. It's really weird.
Yes.
And then he pops open his gourd and he begins to suck Kimberly.
Oh, come on!
Oh yeah, and Kimberly goes into the gourd in what I can describe as she just entered Vagina World.
She entered Vagland.
Yeah, because it's all pink and rubbery.
It's just a bunch of reddish pink venereal looking walls.
Yes, indeed.
It's really fucking weird. Anything to add, Malcolm?
Yeah, about Vagina World.
All I will have to say is Virginia.
All right.
But yes, now that Kim has been sucked, the Fan Man disappears and leaves Tommy out cold in the park. We cut to the Angel Grove Youth Center, and Jason and Zach are engaging in a friendly competition of happy slaps.
Yeah, what the hell?
They're just slapping this shit. They're just trying to slap each other. It's pretty funny, honestly. And then they conveniently all get a message from Zordon that they just found that Kimberly has gone off the radar and Tommy has been knocked unconscious, and they all need to go to the command center. Also, conveniently, no one is around them, so they can just teleport right there.
Yeah, just go outside the youth center where the lockers are. And you're still in the doorway. People can see you.
And they were nearly stuck within the dimension of Japanese stock footage.
Yeah, they're always in that corner, that famous corner, until we get to high school corner later on in the season, where they just morph in front of everybody.
The skull corner?
Possibly.
It could be. But yes, we cut to the command center, and Alpha has it's a bed, but like at first I was like, what kind of modern art bullshit is this? Because it's like a wavy black cushion that I thought was just like a slab, and then like a couple of like weird round cylinders as like legs. I'm like, dude, Alpha, what the fuck you been doing lately?
He's experimenting.
Is that bold
Always
brash?
the stuff off screen that leaves the most a mystery.
Tommy is teleported onto the bed, and I'm like, oh, it's a bed. Got it.
It's a bed.
And then, yeah, it's a bed, and he's unconscious. So Alpha begins working his healing magics on him, throwing it back for old Tommy, because, he needs some recovery right now. As the rest of the Rangers are brought up to speed with, behold, the viewing globe. And basically how, the Samurai Fan Man sucked Kimberly. Then they are meant to morph and go off and fight the Samurai Fan Man and try and get Kimberly back. They morph, obviously. They teleport, and it's a big fight with the 4 Rangers that aren't Kimberly or Tommy, with the Samurai Fan Man. I believe Goldar is also there, and a bunch of putties.
Squad and Babu, Goldar, and the Samurai Fan Man.
Yeah, just a big fight. And, a bunch of crazy stuff. And then we get Samurai Fan Man's namesake, the giant Japanese war fan, which I love. It's such a cool weapon.
It is. I agree with you. It is a cool weapon. He just waves it, and they're all flying.
Yep. So, yeah, he goes from suck to blow.
What?
He goes from suck to blow, and he blows the Sentai. The Sentai Rangers get blowjobs.
What?
Yeah, but like then we cut to the command center and we see the viewing globe. We clearly see the Sentai actors again.
They all get blown away in a tornado, and Alpha has to come up with a plan. So basically, the plan is for Alpha to
reverse the polarity.
Yes, reverse the polarity. Wibbly wobbly, wibbly wobbly, wimminy wobbly. Fuck. God damn it!
To reverse the polarity of the neutron flow.
Yeah, basically. And that's how the plan is essentially they need to switch it from blow to suck. So they go back to the command center, and he explains that Kimberly is still stuck in the gourd, and that's technically another dimension. So if they don't get Kimberly out of the gourd without smashing it, the dimension will collapse and Kimberly will be lost to them forever. All of the Rangers were like, what? And then Zordon's like, did Zordon fucking stutter?
Does he look like a bitch?
Then this is where they mention that the Samurai Fan Man, Goldar, and the rest of the Bandora baddies are at the Putty Bowl restaurant. And we show behold the viewing globe, and it's a poolside restaurant with putties dressed up in waiters' uniforms.
And they're actually eating something. Who would have thought?
Clearly, they get a free pop-up restaurant wherever they go. So, I mean, do you think the Bandora baddies get dental?
Probably. They must have bad dental if they're working for Rita or healthcare.
Goldar definitely.
Definitely.
Goldar definitely has dental because look at those fucking teeth.
The Rangers go to the Putty Cafe.
Yeah, they go to the Putty Bowl restaurant, and they're all riding the Ranger cycles from Jew Ranger.
Yeah, they're only a one-time appearance because they're in the background. Yeah, you never see them again. I wish they kept them.
Fun thing, but that would also have taken off the edge of the rad bug. But conveniently, and the fight continues to be a fight at the Putty Bowl restaurant with some action, but eventually the Samurai Fan Man is overpowering them and preventing them from even getting close to the gourd. Wouldn't you know it, convenience takes over once again as Tommy wakes up in command center, realizes he needs to help. Even though Alpha says, no, don't do it, you have to rest, Tommy goes in anyway. So we get our Tommy Ex Machina.
Yeah, I'm going to morph. I'm out. Bye.
Calls forth the Dragon Zord as the Samurai Fan Man is forced to grow. And, all the Zords come out. Dragon Zord comes in, and the Zords are there too. And we go to the, I believe it's Dragon Zord fighting mode.
Yes, Dragon Zord in fighting mode.
Yeah, Dragon Zord in fighting mode versus the Samurai Fan Man. And this is where this note comes in. One frame, Dragon Zord in fighting mode has no weapons, and he's just roaring at the Samurai Fan Man. And then the next frame, he has both his spear and and the mammoth shield.
It's just weird. It just pops up out of nowhere. It's like, where'd you get those?
That's pretty hilarious. We get a good, decent fight with the Samurai Fan Man, and I believe this is the point where they get Kimberly out of the gourd.
Yeah, like he drops the gourd and she breaks free and morphs on out of there.
Yeah, she morphs and then she summons her Zord, and then we have to go into Ultra Zord. So they reverse the footage of the fighting mode Dragon Zord being made. Then they make the Megazord, and then they make the Ultra Zord, and then the Ultra Zord fires off all of its Stormtrooper blasters and kills the Samurai Fan Man.
What a great name.
Yeah.
I'm surprised his Monster of the Week isn't more memorable. I completely forgot this guy, but he has a great name.
He has a fun name, and it's a good design, so I respect it. I wouldn't call it iconic, but it is a cult classic.
That's what I'm saying. I'm surprised it's not a cult classic monster, because the name is just top tier.
And then Rita obviously screams about how much she hates the Rangers. No headache, unfortunately. And then we get the wrap up where we're in Billy's garage. I think
it's always Billy's garage.
We're in someone's house.
It's usually Billy's house.
Yeah, we're in someone's house, and they're watching a TV, and there's on the TV is the news is like this really boring newscaster guy, and he's like, "Who are the super amazing Power Rangers?" And it's like sounds like Carl Sagan is hosting the show.
If you wish to make an apple pie from scratch, you must first invent the universe.
Kim walks in like, "What you guys watching?" And Tommy looks at her like, "Damn, girl, you look fine."
No one knows.
Wow. Swing.
And then Billy walks in and says, "Increase the volume, please," instead of saying, "Please turn it up," because he's not Scotty Tohati. He can't
Turn it up!
Kimberly blows up a TV. That's just more bad luck. I think that is just poor Kimberly, man. I
believe it was actually Billy's TV, so I just imagine watching the end of it. It's just like, "Kimberly, you owe me $400 for a new TV. Otherwise, I'm taking a leg."
Like, okay, I don't. Just something about that. I don't know what scares me more: a TV costing $400 in 1993, or the fact that I know that Billy could use a human leg in one of his experiments.
Oh, he definitely could.
He really is the cousin of Professor Frank.
He really is. And now we move swiftly on into season 1, episode 32. A Star is Born.
Go ahead, Malcolm.
Okay, so yes, just give me one moment to get
up the information.
Star is Born was released in 2018, and it stars Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga and Sam Elliott. It was, I believe, it won, 2 Oscars, including Critics' Choice Movie Award for Best Actress. The soundtrack, I believe, won a few different Grammys as well.
This is a great joke.
Bro, you're talking about the 2018 version? Shame on you for not talking about the Barbra Streisand one from 1978.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, excuse me. Sorry, let me talk about the real episode. So it came out in 1976 that stars Barbra Streisand, Chris Dobson, Gary Busey, and Paul Mazur. Paul.
Yo, fuck nuts! It's probing time.
Just Paul.
Do you want me to try it, Malcolm?
Paul!
I don't think it'll be as funny.
No, it probably won't.
No, I need to get back to the actual thing. I'm sorry. Hold on. We gotta get serious. So, A Star is Born came out in 1954.
Paul!
Judy Garland, Jason James Mason, Jack Carlson.
Dude, I can't believe Judy Garland played Skull. What the fuck?
1937, and it starred Janet Gaynor, Frederick March, Adolf Benju, Lionel Stander, and Andy Devine.
Andrew Dufresne.
How? How is there 4?
I don't know. I okay, legitly, I was about to wrap this up, and I just saw this. I'm like, oh my fucking god, can I really keep this joke going?
1937. Fuck.
I checked. That's it though. That literally is it though.
You better
There's
not be throwing out a secret 1910 version.
That was fucking hilarious though. Oh god. No. I'm checking. No 1910. Unfortunately not.
So anyway, the actual episode.
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it.
Well, I'm gonna actually pull up Ranger Wiki.
God damn it, Malcolm.
Oh, I'm gonna be dying of laughter about that for a week.
I can't wait until I see that.
Paul!
Okay. Stars Born, written by Cheryl Saban and directed by Terrence H. Winkless again. And it aired November 15th, 1993. And just for the re-version, it came out August 28th, 2010. 2010.
The re-version?
Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned this. There was basically I think we mentioned this a couple episodes ago, like maybe the first episode. They re-aired Mighty Morphin briefly.
Remastered version.
Yeah, 2010 and 2011. It was basically like the Power Rangers equivalent of Dragon Ball Z Kai.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that when we get to that, because it's just bullshit. It's bullshit. It's bullshit, I say.
We did mention this in the first episode. I just wasn't there.
And it looks like this episode in the re-version aired on my birthday, which is, in fact, for reminder, the anniversary of Power Rangers. So, I'm a bigger Power Rangers fan because I was born on the day of Power Rangers' birth. Nah.
Anyway.
Go on.
Okay, so the episode opens up in the high school, in Angel Grove High, where it has Tommy, Kimberly, and Zach talking about how nervous he must be for trying out. Is it commercial for karate?
Yeah, it's a commercial for the Angel Grove Youth Center's karate classes.
Yeah, very much karate class.
Oh, that. Wait a minute. Wait, I just realized if Tommy teaches a class there, why does he have to audition for his fucking class?
Like in the commercial. I think it's not Tommy or Jason's classes. I think it's just like a general class that is being held and like officiated and taught by
students.
It's like all through Angel Grove Youth Center. So I mean, it's hard to tell, but I mean, they clearly want to just get the best person for the job, which is why they chose Bulk.
Still makes me laugh because speaking of Bulk, like the fact that Bulk is always the like runner-up for stuff like this, it's like good for his self-confidence, but it's gotta be the worst runner-up in like high school history. And I went to high school.
He's just like this. It's just like The Simpsons. He's born to runner-up.
He's born to Millhouse.
Nobody likes Millhouse.
Everyone doesn't like fucking Martin. Everyone tries to like Millhouse, and everybody hates Chris.
Richard!
Everybody hates Chris.
And this one's actually real. And everyone loves Ralph.
That's where I saw the leprechaun. He told me to burn things.
That's fair. So anyway, Bulk's a douchebag actor, and Skull's his agent, and Skull's on a big Zach Morris phone, and he's basically just yelling at someone on the other line.
It's an audition, isn't it? Of course I want a limo!
Clearly, I mean, Bulk deserves it with that scarf, that $20 scarf that he must have gotten on loan from Chris Jericho 30 years in the future.
Where's the scarf?
By the way, I now know why Bulk doesn't have the fucking matching beret most of the time with Skull. Because, honey, that doesn't work on you. I mean that with the utmost respect. Literally, Paulie, you cannot pull off a beret for the life of you. It makes his head kind of look like he could play a 90s version of Toad in a Mario Brothers live-action TV show.
Like in the he's just Toad from the Mario Brothers movie.
Oh my god, I was actually thinking of something more quality than that, but my god, you might be right with the leather jacket.
Okay, but I mean, if that's the case, then he might be there with Mario and Luigi when they get tickets to WrestleMania.
I can't believe I used to like that movie.
Super
That's
Mario
fair. I
Brothers?
think we all had dumb things like that.
It's a guilty pleasure movie. The one with Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo.
I liked it for the visuals. I think that's pretty much it.
And how can you not like?
I liked it for Dennis Hopper.
Monkey, 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 monkey.
That line from Dennis Hopper and the line from Master Oogway are both like on the same wavelength because they both just say monkey in the funniest way.
Monkey.
I feel like we need to get like a collection, like someone needs to animate all like the characters who just randomly say monkey at times and just like get them in a room and just like all acknowledge each other and then just walk away.
Hey, off the weed.
Kind of like that they just nod. Anyway, so we get a shot of Bandora Castle and we get Rita, who seems to be just as fed up as I am with Andreas's bullshit, and she just collapses under it, and Goldar decides that he's gonna lead this episode and decides to take on the Power Rangers, and so it's a Goldar focused episode this time.
And he also decided to get his good voice back.
Hopefully for I bet you anything for Green Candle it'll be like completely regular Goldar.
Oh, it is definitely regular
Like
Goldar.
from Green Candle onwards.
So then cut to the gang on the beach, and we get Jason doing Tai Chi, I think.
Some sort of martial art.
Yeah.
Which is like usually Trini's thing. And like, actually, I think it's kind of funny. I think they switched up the roles because usually it'd be Trini doing like Tai Chi or something like she usually does in the youth center. But instead, we got her playing volleyball with Zach and him doing Tai Chi.
Tai Chi isn't really violent, though. It's more of a partial art.
Go to the skull corner.
Continue.
We need like a jar.
You will have to
Been unalive.
me to make me put money in a jar for every time I make a dumb joke.
It'll fund the podcast.
Nerd.
Either that or lunch. And then so Bulk comes back on to the beach or comes onto the beach, and after being a complete dick like usual, he gets bukkakied by mayonnaise and sunscreen.
First of all, he's shirtless, and I hate that.
He's shirtless with his leather jacket, which always looks weird unless you're a wrestler.
Or yeah, unless you're Triple H
or Kenny Omega.
But then he gets away from the main five after he jokes around with them a little bit, sits down, and then he wants to get a tan. So Skull gets the tan lotion, and he bukkakis Bulk with it. So yeah, the bukkake happens, and then after that happens, Bulk still wants to get a tan, and Skull doesn't have any more tan lotion yet. He gives Bulk one of those, tinfoil, like, I'm going to direct sun into my face so I can get a tan that way. And then he reaches for real brand mayonnaise.
I love the jingle that came with the brand jar.
Yeah,
So,
that little jingle is great.
Paul Schreier and Jason Darby were doing a panel at Morph-A-Con, and somebody asked him, like, how was it like getting that mayo on you?
It was more disgusting than it looked. Totally. It really was. Because you know what? I mean, yogurt is kind of like fungus, Like mayonnaise might have actually been creamier. Yeah. So yogurt is like all chunky and weird. And I mean, how do you think I felt? It's like, I'm gonna have to do another take. Well, you cannot smell the television. Okay? So this is what I want you to do. Everyone go home today. Okay, take whatever yogurt you have out of the fridge and put it on the counter. Let it sit there. Put a hot lamp on it for 12 hours. 12 hours. Then get one of your good buddies. Have him run around the block a couple times so he's really smelling good in these areas and then add them together.
Yeah, imagine him. That reminds me of that fucking story that they told about what was it, Midsummer, where they shot that scene out in the bright sun, and there was like a whole banquet's worth of like food out on the tables during this dinner scene or whatever, and then like it got real disgusting and rotten, so people were like throwing up after the scene was over.
Yeah, because it's under heat lamps and been there all day.
And it was like bright. It was bright. It was bright and sunny out as well, so it just exacerbated it.
Oh yeah.
I'd still rather eat that than asparagus.
You just don't want to eat asparagus for the fact that it makes your piss smell.
No, I have hated asparagus since I was a kid. I pulled out my own tooth just so I didn't have to eat it.
Really? What the hell?
Jesus Christ. Okay. He's a little
True story.
He's a literal psychopath, ladies and gentlemen, and he's single.
Sadly.
Yeah, so
sadly.
what happened was it was during quick story time. It was during dinner time when
Cut that bitch off!
I would rather feel pain than eat asparagus. True story. We're moving past this. So after he gets sun blocked by mayonnaise, which obviously doesn't work in the slightest, we cut back to the high school where they're getting ready for the audition, and we get Skull completely sunburned. And Adam, you want to take it away with this next bit?
You mean Bulk is sunburned?
So, Bulk and Skull show up. Bulk is like 99% of his body is sunburnt, and he's like, "Hey, don't worry about it, Tommy. I'm totally gonna get the part, so you might as well just leave now." Skull pats him on the shoulder, and then Bulk gets all pissed off and hurt because he's like, "Don't touch my sunburn." Then Bulk and Skull are called into the audition room.
Can I interject here for a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
So Bulk is talking to Tommy, but I noticed that in the background there's this dude practicing his kicks, and for some reason they put the boing sound whenever he starts kicking, and it's just really odd.
Tommy, you might as well go.
Dude, it's Gerald McBoing Boing. I can't believe he's in high school here.
What? Okay, all right.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you about Gerald McBoing Boing. It's a show, or rather, it's a property that was produced by Dr. Seuss's estate, and it's a boy that only speaks and acts with sound effects.
Till one day he went like a big keg of powder. It was then that his father said,
This is enough! He'll drive us both mad with this terrible stuff!
Oh, Jesus, I've never read that book, but I would like to.
It was a TV show in like the 60s,
Oh,
and then they made a new TV show in like the mid 2000s, and it was like even worse.
Tickle You has a brand new show called Gerald McBoing Boing. It's about a boy who can make this sound and this sound.
But why? Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
Oh,
that's the one I grew up with.
That's the one that I knew as well, and it sucked. Because everyone else could talk like normal. He was the only one that could only speak and, do shit in sound effects.
So basically he's Michael Winslow from Police Academy, where he does just sounds all the time.
Exactly.
God damn it, stop that!
Exactly, only white.
Okay, good. That's good to
child.
know. All right, okay.
The original cartoon actually kind of reminded me of what was that cartoon? It was like something Railroad from like the 60s. It had like what was that song? It was like I'm totally blanking on this cartoon, but it was like Imagination Railroad or something. I don't think that's it.
Conjunction junction, what's your function?
Hooking up words and phrases and clauses.
Is it like the Electric Company or
Nope.
Probably. Like I don't know any shows from the 60s that aren't related to Dr. Seuss or Jim Henson, so you've got some poor luck for me there.
Okay. I remember they showed it to us in like high school like a few times, like in grade 11 and 12. Schoolhouse Rock.
Yeah.
Remember Conjunction Junction?
Yes.
That's why I was thinking of
That's
train.
what it was.
Conjunction Junction, that one, yeah.
Conjunction Junction. What is your major malfunction, numbnuts?
As we get the audition of Bulk, as he goes in.
He goes in. They go to the door, and the person says, "Not you, just Bulk." And then Skull's like, "Oh, okay." And then she asks Bulk to take off his sunglasses. Bulk begrudgingly does so and shows that his eyes are still completely pale. Now you can continue with the audition. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. And I gotta say, It reminds me of like Bulk's audition. Reminds me of this like kids karate training like DVD when I was a kid that you would like order or something online that was like how to learn karate, and you gotta like blow up like it was like an inflatable punching doll. Fucking Bulk here is reminding me of one of the villains of this tape who looked like the punching bag. And two of them, I don't remember the main one, but two of them were named Boogers and Zip It. And it was so weird how they shot it. And basically you had to learn...
Cut that bitch off!
So yeah, like Bulk is punching in every direction during this first part of the audition. Then he walks up to the table and he literally chops the table in front of each of the 3 judges. Then he takes a bunch of papers off to the side, throws them up in the air, and starts punching them. This is like what I do when I come home from work and I hate everything.
When Bulk comes out of the room, you see Tommy in like they shoot Tommy for a couple of seconds, and he has this snarkiest smile on his face, like he knows that he has this in the bag. It's just really creepy the way he's smiling.
So yeah, they cut back to the beach, and then we get the shot of Scorpina just being there, like straight cut to her face, then morph.
Oh my gosh!
And then we cut to entirely different beach in Japan somewhere. Yeah, Japanese beach with Angel Grove's famous side roads right near the ocean. And then
that'll let them get away with because it's technically California, so I could see it.
And then Scorpina reveals her pet caterpillar thing,
her pet worm,
which wraps up the Rangers and puts them in what looks like the esophagus looking thing, the stomach, the monster from Nope.
Yeah, I saw it as the cotton candy cocoons from Killer Clowns.
Slightly less horrifying as Nope, but still just as, in my opinion.
They don't mention it until later, but this pet worm that Scorpina has is called the weave worm.
Oh, what the name was? Okay, all right.
Yeah, the weave worm.
Okay. After Coon gets pushed into the water, which if it was cotton candy, it would have melted right away. Zordon and Alpha pick up the signal and immediately try and contact Tommy, who unfortunately decided to leave his fucking bag, again being the one thing that's keeping him from saving everyone in the episode is him keeping his communicator in his goddamn bag.
Gotta do a side quest, man. That's his job.
Yeah.
Him leaving his...
The opposite of convenience happens because he goes in to do his audition right as the communicator goes off.
Have you noticed that the Rangers are always on call, and it seems like Tommy's negging Zordon?
I beg your pardon?
I'm telling you what.
Yeah,
like, that's what this is.
It's like the Rangers are all on-call plumbers, and Tommy's the one that just sleeps through all the alarms.
And he comes and saves the day because he's the best plumber.
No wonder green candles in a few episodes. So then we get Tommy doing his, of course, Tomminess and just being an awesome karate fucking kick-ass fighter and nailing the audition, doing a flip off the table, doing double kicks, the whole shebang. I gotta mention the spin kicks with Tommy.
You gotta love the spin kicks, and you also have to mention the ooh-yahs.
And then fucking the Rangers drowning practically, and fucking Zordon be like, Jesus Christ, Tommy, pick up the phone.
Pick up your pager. God damn it.
This scene reminds me of the bit from Toy Story 2, where all the toys are under the traffic cones, and then Mr. Potato Head gets stuck on a piece of gum, and he almost gets run over.
I really thought in the Toy Story movies that they were going to kill some of them off, and I thought that was going to be the start of it.
Yeah, Toy Story 3 is when they were in a boiler.
Like, Toy Story should have been killing off some of the toys, because, like, we lose toys all the time. And they kind of did in the third one with Bo. Like, they didn't really kill her off. They sold her, but that's, like, the kid equivalent of killing a toy.
We get Bo back in Toy Story 4.
Yeah. Or like when your brother throws your plastic sword down the stairs, or when your stepdad decides, hey, you should keep your shit upstairs, and decides to throw your Megatron down the fucking door, or through the door, down the goddamn stairs, hardwood stairs, mind you, and fucking the Megatron loses an arm, and you fucking bawl for 2 hours.
I am shocked. Shocked. Well, not that shocked.
Well, that seems rather specific.
Someone's projecting.
Yeah, someone was like,
You're trying.
It's like, therapy, Malcolm. Was like, you would like to talk about it?
It's like, damn, Megatron used to turn into a gun, and now little Malcolm wanted to turn Megatron into a gun right there.
Yeah.
Okay, so they managed to bust out of it by using their guns, and then fucking the gold fucker and Tom Servo grow big.
So we get Goldar's swinging codpiece again.
Oh god, the swinging codpiece. It never ends.
God damn, keep your crotch out of my face. For fuck's sake.
Yeah, keep your crotch out of Doif's face.
Oh, fuck all of you. Anyway, we get the weird ass monster of the week this time, which is I think they're going for like a baseball warrior or something.
It's a baseball character, and the name of this character is Babe Ruthless.
I love it. I so love it.
Oh, I'm drinking after this episode. And then Tommy finally wraps up the fucking interview, fucking audition, and finally decides to pick up the goddamn beeper.
Yes.
Tommy looks at his communicator and there's 57 missed calls.
Pick up your phone, fool. You get to and Zordon goes like, you need to get to the industrial complex. They renamed it. It's now the industrial complex.
Yeah, not the military industrial complex, just the industrial complex.
We're not at the abandoned warehouse district yet.
Or the abandoned buildings district.
I just said that.
No, you said abandoned warehouse.
It's the same thing.
Oh, warehouse is where you keep shit. Buildings can be anything.
What do you mean? Buildings you can keep shit? What are you talking about?
Well, no, warehouse is specifically for storing goods or in crates and shit, like Warehouse 51.
Yes, but so can buildings in the basement. You put your storage.
Okay, Andreas, listen. A warehouse is a specific type of building. A building can be any building. It can even be a boat.
A boat?
You know how much we've wanted one of those.
Yes, we need a boat.
Yes, as I was saying, warehouse, noun, a large building where raw materials or manufactured goods may be stored before their export or distribution for sale.
He actually Googled it.
This is beautiful. I appreciate the concern, Malcolm. Thank you. I tried to help you.
So after they grow big, we get the formation of after the appearance of Tommy finally deciding to showing up and English today, we get the Dragonzord fighting mode taken on both of them with the T-Rex. We don't really talk about the fights with the Zords too often because I will say, at least we don't go into a lot of detail because like with what they do in the fights, because the one thing you will see across Power Rangers history and even Super Sentai history is they can't really do a lot of articulation with the Zords.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even in the like the Heisei seasons, they struggle with articulation in the Zords. So
they do decide to try and fix that later on with the CGI, like we do get in Wild Force, and we'll talk about that when we fucking get to that.
And the Wild Force CGI wasn't that bad. Japan just started using CGI.
Soccer.
Oh yeah,
soccer.
That right.
Soccer.
Right.
It hasn't gotten to a weird point of like we don't talk about a lot of Zord stuff because I mean, come on, it's been 22 episodes since a large child was in one, so.
Yep.
I still think about that from time to time. I've talked about that with multiple people.
Just how there's a large Japanese child in the Tickle Sneezer episode.
Oh,
so
that's my nightmares.
This is something that. So can I just say something that really bugs me about this episode here?
Mm-hmm.
So Jason gets out of his T-Rex Zord, jumps into the Dragon Zord in battle mode, and we clearly see it's the Megazord footage, but was the cockpit instead. So they keep on doing that the entire time in this episode.
Yeah, I was gonna bring up the Megazord inconsistency and how much it pisses me off, but I mean, it's still early, so like I'm just gonna call this growing pains and hope that they fix it at some point in the future.
I still remember as a kid, like it would piss me off when the Red Ranger would just go in there and go like, "You're not what? Come on, man."
I usually since Power Rangers has 66 episodes, I'll give it a bit of a break. But I feel like once you get past the sophomore slump, which is the second season curse usually, because if you can't get past the second season of interest, then your show ain't worth shit. Example, Heroes.
It was only good for one season, and they should have left it at one season.
I'm the real hero.
They really should have left
They're
that one
reviving it
season.
again.
For fuck's sake!
I did hear about this. They're doing another one. I feel like I heard about that earlier today, and that's why I think I feel like I may have gotten a brain lesion today because of it. Yeah, that's why my brain got cold for a second, where it felt like something was running across it. That was the blood. So then they decide to, after defeating the monster and destroying it by drilling a hole in that fucker, they go down and deal with, what was the name of the caterpillar again?
By the way, before we get to the caterpillar, when they drill a hole in him, you can hear the nice crunchy gooey sound when it hits flesh.
Oh yeah, the score.
I forgot about that. That was such a wicked noise. And this is so stupid. This to me is fucking shades of, once again, Tommy struggling to keep his goddamn shirt on. They get in the Megazord. They defeat the baseball monster, or Babe Ruthless. They drill a hole in it. They jump out. They square off with Scorpina and her caterpillar monster. And then they decide to fucking jump back in their Zord.
What the hell is going on here? When I think about the bit where Babe Ruthless is murdered and you hear the crunch, like the gory crunch sound, I just think of that one clip from Nostalgia Critic.
You know, for kids!
The Dragon Megazord.
The Dragon Zord, one of the two.
One of the two, it's
Yep,
the same.
Two.
But also, this is also the first time we see two monsters in the same show, because Goldar and King Sphinx were in one episode, but that's Goldar's always there. We're talking about the monster of the week. We have two of them in one episode.
This is the first episode where we've had technically two monsters of the week.
By technicality, I will say there is Lokar and Mutitis.
Yeah, I could see that, but also Lokar is more of a nebulous evil.
And let's also not forget about the fucking wheel. It is a monstrosity. Does that count?
Yes, it does count, sir.
It is atrocious, I'll give it that.
Also, so back in the Megazord, they get trapped in the gooey center of a Tootsie Roll again.
And then they decide to fire the fucking lemon cherry beach ball at the caterpillar, killing it.
But hold on one second. They need to call the Dragon Zord again. So it was there before, so we went back into the ocean to sleep and got called back up again. Come on.
And it was like, God damn it, let me go to bed. I need to jerk off.
He literally, like, fucking the whole time I was watching this, like, and it clicked in my brain when you told me the first time. I was fucking pissing myself because of that exact scenario. I'm just imagining, like, him going down to his fucking, like, rocky apartment. Oh, thank God I can finally get some sleep. That fucking asshole diver for the second time came by my cave trying to shoot me with his fucking harpoon again. And then all of a sudden, just beep 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 beep. Oh, God damn it, that fucking stupid teenager. I swear to God, I'm gonna shove those goddamn green shorts down his fucking throat if he calls me one more time today.
And then he goes back in the ocean and he gets called back up and he's about to snap.
And then Dave swims by. Oh, hi, Mechagodzilla. Fuck off, Dave.
Since the dragon came back, they make the Mega Dragon Zord and they shoot the big Z at it and dies. And Rita is in her moon base all pissed off saying, God damn it, guys, why can't I win? Jesus, man.
She really is starting to rack up the losses. Then cut to the youth center where we see all six of the Rangers again, seeing the fucking news recap of their amazing work.
It's a very slow news day in Angel Grove because all they recap is the Power Ranger fights in the city.
I also nearly pissed myself when they said there was also very minor property damage.
Minor property damage, my ass.
Minor property damage, yeah, very coy.
And it really puts it in hindsight that a giant robot the size of like 3 or 4 skyscrapers can do less damage than a fucking small-ass guy from the fucking planet Krypton fighting a fellow Kryptonian in Metropolis.
Who the fuck is that guy?
that somehow decides to wipe out, or somehow wipes out half the fucking city.
Yeah, Superman is a menace. He's a menace.
And yes,
this man is a menace. He's dangerous, man.
That is a Man of Steel reference, and it just reminds me of fucking the Giant as well from.
My God, you ever shut up, pal?
Oh fuck! And then cut to Bulk and Skull coming in, and everyone getting ready to see the airing of the commercial, and then fucking the dickheads without Bulk even knowing. It's like hey, we're gonna put you in the commercial. Hey, okay, cool. Don't even tell them what they're gonna use the footage for.
That's regular Hollywood for you.
Full of blubber. Isn't he pathetic?
Well, if you actually give a damn and put in some effort and don't be a loser or a piece of shit or have bad hair or have a whore mother, you can look like this. And then they'd show Tommy. And this is the turning point where Bulk becomes Skull's accomplice.
Exactly. And because we didn't talk about it, the Weave Worm is voiced by Richard Cancino, who is also the voice of King Sphinx,
nice,
Eye Guy,
nice,
and a couple other monsters that appear later in the season.
Nice.
And also, he's like, also according to this, he's a he is a long-term Power Rangers guy, an anime guy. Like he plays a monster in Turbo. His biggest thing besides Mighty Morphin for Power Rangers was Lost Galaxy, where he played Kegler.
Oh, he played Kegler? Oh, nice. Okay. Kegler was useless, but he voiced him, so good to know.
Yeah, he played Kegler, and then he was also in Lightspeed Rescue, Time Force, and Wild Force. And yeah, he's in a bunch of anime and video games. Just felt like I should mention that.
Good to know, Kegler. We'll get to him eventually.
Eventually. 5 years from now.
Yeah. Any final episodes? Or any final episodes? Any final words to wrap up?
Season 1, please. Final thoughts. I'll go first this time. These episodes were pretty fun. Rockstar, it was fun to watch the second time when I was watching it, because I always, on the day that we record this, I rewatch the episodes just to get refreshened on everything. And rewatching this group of 3 episodes the second time was pretty fun. The Rockstar, a lot of fun, dumb editing things in there, and a lot of just every time the Rockstar was on screen, I just kept thinking of Neverending Story 3 Rockbiter. But that was good. Calamity Kimberly was my favorite episode of the 3. I just had a lot to talk about, and honestly, Kimberly's no good, horrible, very bad day was just a good plot point to have. And A Star Is Born, also a really good episode. A very strong humor with Bulk, and the whole commercial thing. It just made me think of WrestleMania 18, Edge versus Booker T. They're fighting over shampoo.
Oh my God, shampoo!
Yeah, and
what were they thinking?
And just in the latter half of the episode, the amazing performance by Chris Christopherson again really steals the show for me.
And I love the performance by Barbra Streisand. I
think that it's definitely going to win the Ranger Oscars. I'm telling you.
Let's not forget Judy Garland putting in a MVP performance at Skull. Strong recommendation. But yeah, no, these episodes were good. I still don't think it's my favorite things I've watched from the season so far, but they were good. I definitely would watch them again, and I would highly recommend anyone out there to watch them.
Malcolm, go ahead.
Oh man, honestly, this was a bit of a middle of the road collection for me, because I'll say Calamity Kimberly was a bit for me. I thought it was just okay. It didn't have a lot to say about it. This it was probably the first one that was just completely filler to me. And then you had fucking Rockstar, which was entertaining, or yeah, I think it was Rockstar. And then A Star Is Born, which was my favorite episode of the bunch, with that bit at the beginning, which absolutely killed me. But also the whole auditions side story with Tommy was very entertaining, and it had more entertaining editing as well.
My thoughts on these 3 episodes. They're pretty much filler episodes. It was fun watching them. The Rockstar, just the 3 rocks pinned down Jason, and the other people can just pull it off, and he couldn't. What? Also, the debut of Jeremy in the last episode of Jeremy, because thank fucking God.
Whoa, okay, whoa. I'm sorry, I was still looking at Richard Cancino. the guy who voiced the Weave Worm. I'm sorry to interrupt the final thoughts, but I feel like, Malcolm, this is something important that you would want to hear about. Richard Cancino did voice work on The Legend of the Drunken Master.
Which one? The one from 87 or 97?
The Jackie Chan one.
Yes, there's two of them. There's two
94.
of them. 94. Okay, all right, okay.
Well,
94.
Well, no, there's only one that matters, Andreas.
Oh, very true. Very true.
Yeah, there's only the Jackie Chan one, and then there's the other one.
Yeah.
So Calamity Kimberly, I enjoyed the most because I loved Amy Jo Johnson and Jason David Frank's chemistry. God damn, the relationship between those two is great on screen, and
it's really starting to bloom. So I think that the turn of them being in a relationship should happen soon.
Very true. And A Star Was Born is just another episode. I completely forgot what it was about.
Your opinion, and I think you're wrong.
Any final words, you guys, and then we can sign off.
This episode has unofficially been sponsored by Dave the Diver. Go play Dave the Diver. Very good game.
And yeah, I enjoyed watching it with you guys and talking about it. Sure, we bicker like a married couple, but we love each other nonetheless. No, we don't love each other. Never mind. Wait.
Yeah, can you say things that are true, please?
Yes, we don't love each other. We hate each other. But anyway, that's it for today, guys. That's the end of the podcast. Till next time, we're going to get to a really juicy episode, which is the green candle, but we got the yolks on you beforehand. All right, I am Humanoid, and I say my goodbyes, and it was a great time with these guys, as always. And also, I'm going to let the other guys say their goodbyes. Dead Shroob.
Yeah. I am Dead Shroob, and let it be known that Suicide Squad is good until you get to the post game. Don't play the post game. For the love of God, I did that. Don't do that to yourself.
All right. And Dwight?
I love you all, and may the power protect you.